So I'm here to share a little of my 9/11 experience. Yes, at that time when the World Trade Center was attacked. I was working in the community as a community nurse at the time, working with visiting nurse, and I had to work. At that time, I was working in the 96th Street area, that in that vicinity. And so I remember having a translator, and we had to go to this area. My area was in the Spanish area at that time. And the policy was once a patient returns from vacation, you got to visit that patient like just about immediately, to assess and see how things are. And so that particular morning, I was going to see my patient who had just returned from one of the islands. And I just about coming out of the bus, I saw a translator, and I asked translator if, if she would be the one accompanying me. Yes, it was. And so we went on our way to see the patient. And reaching there, believe it or not, we heard about the first plane. Secondly, when we reached the patient's home, the TV was on. So the second plane hit. And so we were like devastated. It seemed so unbelievable. Yes, we saw flames and flames and flames. And so in a short while, our supervisor called to say, all those in the field, come on in to the office. And that was in Manhattan. And so we went in. And it was horrific. The place was just chaotic. Everything just seemed like wild. And when we reached the office, we were asked to, whoever would want to go down to the site to help could do so, volunteers. And I was one of those who went. And the police, and I think 33rd Street, somewhere there, and they transported us. And, it was hard to describe. You could see the cart, some of the carts that the people would sell, like the donuts or the coffee or whatever. You could see just 1 foot of shoe. You could just see the ash and the papers of all different kinds were like, you could almost reach my knee. It was so thick. Anyway, in helping there, I was able to help flush patients with their eyes, with saline. And it was just and help them going so that they could be transported to different hospitals. Uh, it was really a team effort. I must say that. I met different people, everybody pulling their resources to make for survival, you know, the benefit of others who were able to serve water, who was able to do more technical and clinical stuff, but everybody doing their thing to make for survival and for the health of who were there. And it was rather interesting. But if you read my book on page 34, it says, my 9/11 experience, their talk on the World Trade Center. And I'm just saying this to say that as young nurses, sometimes you're going to be called to do something or help in a situation you never anticipated. But as you're prepared, you learn along the way, and you have mentors and you have seasoned nurses who are definitely willing to share their experiences with you. And so I know for sure you getting a copy of this will sort of help you to understand some of the areas or experiences that you might encounter. It's like what? COVID-19, unprecedented. Nobody expected that. And you might have friends who have passed, you might have family members who have passed, but it's just saying how prepared we have to be. And although we are prepared, it takes us like a storm, you know. And interestingly, some of the young nurses, they roll up their sleeves and they got in with little experience, but they asked and worked as a team. And I can say that the area that I worked in, uh, it was challenging too because we had to learn stuff to share and to demonstrate and to disseminate and all of that. We were having our personal experiences along with, you know, and it was something else. We could sit and talk about it. And as you debrief and as you, it's just something to think about. We hope we will never come back in that way. And we are more prepared now than we were then. So let's do the best we can. Keep our heads up, be current, and of course, that simple hand washing. That simple hand washing can make a world of difference. So remember, and if you do that, and if you encourage others to do it and be an advocate, in case you observe that someone does not wash their hand, it's your responsibility to help that person to do so and let them know the importance of it, whether it's a nurse, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a whoever on the team, whether a family member or whoever, the patient themselves. And remember, the patient has a right to tell you, to ask you to wash your hand if you didn't. It's simple, it's basic, but it's of paramount importance. All right? So thanks for listening. Dr. Miriam Smith, the host for Empowering New Nurses. Yes, I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing your comment. I ask you also to subscribe. I ask you also to get your copy. It's on Amazon. Yes, it's a bestseller on Amazon. And you will be able to identify with me and with some of the experiences that I have gleaned over more than 40 years or 4 decades. Yes, I know that's surprising, but I have, not only in the US, but in different parts of the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be blessed.